Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and today we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you in the month of March. So we'll be looking ahead to see what energies, situations, events of significance you can expect to encounter as you are navigating this upcoming month ahead. Getting into some disclaimers. First, this is a general reading, so if something feels like it's not quite fitting with your situation, if it's not quite resonating, just release it and let it go. It's probably not your message. With general readings, sometimes the messages are really specific to you, other times they're not, so if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you did want to book a personal reading, all of the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your personal situation. Also, keep in mind this is a prediction style reading, so future is not set in stone because energy is shifting and changing always. So if you ever see something predicted out for you in a future oriented reading that you do not feel excited about or that you do not want to welcome into your life, just keep in mind you have free will to make different decisions, react to things differently, shift perspective, and thus create a totally new and different future for yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and pick our pile. So for pile number 1 here on the left-hand side, we are working with some rose quartz, excuse me. For pile number 2, we have some agate. And for pile number 3, we have some green moonstone. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about the month of March and what is ahead for you. Go ahead and select the card or crystal you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your pile selection. See you there. Hey pile 1, if you guys picked out this rose quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading. We're looking into what's ahead for you in the month of March. So let's go ahead and start with some pre-shuffled cards, and then we will be getting into some more cards shuffled on camera. So we start off with the Lovers, we have the Wheel, ooh, and we have the Sun, and we have the Moon. Okay. So let's see what is ahead for you guys this month. And sorry guys, I gotta make sure you can see everything. Okay. So this month with the moon being here, I do feel that the focus is going to be on emotions and the way that emotions are driving your inner motivations. This I also feel is going to come into play with your relationships as well, because we do have the Lovers being highlighted here at the beginning of your month. And I definitely feel that this is going to be a time where you guys will be sort of trying to gather a deeper understanding of others' emotions around you. So like if you're experiencing a specific type of behavior from someone and you're not really sure on its face why somebody's acting this way, I think that this is going to be a month of opportunity to really dig a bit deeper and try to understand what emotion is driving that outward expression that you're seeing. And this is with others and with self, okay? The moon is also telling me that this month is kind of about allowing your own kind of inner compass to drive you forward, using emotion versus logic in situations that you may be experiencing. Going with what makes you feel nurtured and loved and protected and all of those things that we can associate with the moon. So starting off your month, you guys have the Lovers. So this is showing a couple things. I do think a lot of you guys are focused on connection with others this month. For some, this could actually be like a romantic soulmate type of connection and kind of exploring some of these themes that I was discussing here with the moon with someone really special in your life. For others of you, the Lovers can simply just be talking about relationships in general, right? Really understanding how you can better align with the people around you, or even just understanding whether or not someone is in alignment with you just naturally, right? really looking at relationships or a relationship of significance and saying, okay, am I aligned with this person, mind, body, soul, spirit, emotion? Some of you guys as well, with the Lovers card, may be facing like big choices and decisions this month, in the month of March. And I do feel this is going to be like a pretty major decision. This could have to do with relationships, but it could really have to do with anything in your life. With the Lovers being about choice, it's going to be kind of like head over heart in a sense, which is kind of interesting with the moon being here, because the Lovers does talk about head over heart decisions that have to be made. Your heart or your emotions with the moon are wanting you to maybe take one path, where your head, your logic might be telling you to take another path. And so I do feel that this month you guys are tapping more into the emotion side of things and just letting that inner emotion guide you forward versus taking the more logical approach. The Lovers is represented by Gemini, so that's a very like mental, logical type of energy. I do see that whatever choices and decisions you're making this month, whatever people or person you are aligning yourself with, this is actually going to be shifting you into a period of change in the month of March. It may actually feel like kind of risky, like you're rolling the dice making this decision, or you're rolling the dice kind of letting your emotions keep you connected with someone, because I am being drawn to the dice that are here. But I do feel that allowing your emotions to drive you is actually going to bring in a lot of happiness for you ultimately, as we close out the end of the month with the Sun card here. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is about kind of like a swing of change in our life. Sometimes a quick change that we didn't really see coming. And I feel like you guys are, you know, it might make you feel a little bit out of balance or out of whack, but I do feel that ultimately this change of energy is cultivating a much more positive, happy, joyous environment for you. And the Sun is also about illumination, right? So you guys are enjoying this connection, you're enjoying your life in the month of March, but things that may have been below the surface emotionally are now coming into the light and illuminated by the end of the month, which is really beautiful. So let's continue pile one. I feel like I've already been talking here for a long time. For some reason, I always feel like pile one, maybe because it's the first pile and I'm just getting like warmed up to do the reading. I always feel like your guys' reading is like the longest. So I apologize if any of you guys don't love that. So let's see, what else is happening for pile one? So we have Lemon, access innovative thinking, which, I mean, that definitely makes sense with that Gemini energy there with the Lovers. Let's get another one for pile one in the month of March. What else do they need to know? We have Emerald, calm your mind, body, and soul. Beautiful cards. I love this deck. I haven't used it in a while. Look, we also have nurture yourself at the bottom of the deck with orange. That's kind of the same vibe as the moon, right? Like the moon is about like what makes us feel loved and, you know, what are we doing to take care of ourselves? I feel like with this orange energy popping up here at the bottom of the deck, especially with the Sun, I think you guys are taking chances and doing things that you wouldn't normally do this month with the Wheel of Fortune, shaking things up a little bit and doing things that bring more fun energy into your life, that make you feel more emotionally fulfilled. And this could have to do with a partner as well. But yeah, I think with Emerald being here, I'm really feeling that this is a month of opening up your heart, right? Opening up your heart and letting your heart guide you. This says calm your mind, calm your mind, body, and soul. So again, focusing on welcoming more joy and happiness into your life. Relaxing a little bit more. And I think doing the things that feel fulfilling to you are automatically going to bring a bit more of that calm and peace over your life. Even if it does feel with the Wheel of Fortune like you're taking some sort of a chance or taking a risk on this. I think it could be even that, like, for some of you guys with the Lovers, there could be a partner of significance, a person of significance who's helping you to think outside of the box here as well. Accessing innovative thinking is sort of about, like, I'm getting a message about needing to sort of shift away from the status quo of doing things and, again, shake things up a little bit. Innovation is about thinking of new and different ways to live or new and different ways to do something fresh perspectives, fresh energy. You guys could just be having fresh perspectives on connections, relationships, decisions you need to make at the beginning of the month. But I also think there is, for some of you, a person in your life that's helping you to access that innovative thinking and have a fresh perspective. So actually, we are going to use this one, but I actually want to use this one next. So let's see. So for pile one, what else should they know about this month of March? What other energies are coming up for them? What else for pile one in the month of March? We have the moon. Oh my gosh. You will be guided through darkness. What an amazing synchronicity, you guys. We have the moon twice. So it's like, yeah, I feel like coming into the beginning of this month, maybe the path forward isn't as clear cut as you would like it to be. There could be something that's feeling confusing or something that just doesn't feel clear to you. And I feel that this month is about sort of letting your emotions, letting your intuition be the guiding compass, going in the direction of what feels good or what feels fulfilling to you, versus maybe resisting it. And I feel like some of my pile ones, you guys could be air sign energy, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I kind of feel like my pile ones might tend to be a little bit more cerebral, like more logic sometimes, because I do continue to feel that there's this energy of risk taking mid-month, and a little bit of a fear of stepping outside of the box. But I do think that once you guys take that chance and do it, you're going to feel really good about your decision with the sun being there. But let's see. Oh my gosh, the sun. You guys, this is crazy. You see that I'm like, literally this just comes out like that. Your perseverance is rewarded. I mean, how beautiful is this? You guys also have this at the bottom, hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. So I am guided to say that for some of you guys, maybe coming into this month, the reason we have this choice to make is because maybe something hasn't worked out, right? Maybe there's an undertone of coming into this month feeling like something's being blocked from you, or something's not working out the way you thought that it would, the way you had imagined that it would. And so now our path forward is feeling a little bit uncertain, right? I think that this month you guys are going to be able to think about things differently, or allow, again, like I keep saying, allowing what makes you feel good to ultimately get you the best possible outcome here, because the path has been blocked for a reason, right? It's not being blocked just because. Like, a lot of times when the path is blocked, it's because there's actually something that's way better for us coming in. And I feel that that's the energy that we are getting here for you, pile number one. So let's grab a couple of these cards. This is the Divine Feathers Oracle. I have not used this deck in ages on my channel, so I wanted to get it out for us. Let's see, what else should pile one know about this month ahead? Month of March. We have, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it says, stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. New perspectives, new ways of thinking about things. I'm smiling so big, pile one. I really feel you're going to feel so happy this month. I'm getting such happy energy from this group. It's just about allowing yourself to navigate a new and different path that may be feeling a bit uncertain, okay? We have the Pheasant. The time is right for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. Connection with the lovers and creation. It definitely feels that you guys are moving into some sort of a new and different energy for sure this month. We have the Meadowlark at the bottom of the deck. Smile. You will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. Again, going back to the moon, right? The moon is all about, what are our motivations, right? The emotions that motivate us to act in certain ways. So, okay, we're going to close it out, group one. It's so funny too, because we're going to close it out with some of these, and look at the card that's at the bottom of the deck, the moon. We'll see if it comes back out again, but I just thought that was funny that just happened to be sitting there. All right, so let's see, pile one. What else should pile one know about this upcoming month ahead of March? Closing us out Okay. We have the snake, desire and attraction. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, I mean, for some of you, there's definitely like an energy of a love interest here with the Lover's card. Let's see. Okay, we have the Crown coming up as well. Ooh, and we have flowers. Maybe for some of you guys, this is about like love life this month, but I definitely see here with the Crown that there is this element of getting the things that you deserve, getting the recognition that you deserve, being in the spotlight, taking a chance and feeling really good about the outcome that you receive or the path that you're on by the ending of the month. Some of you guys may be actually getting some sort of accolades for something, which again, it makes sense with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is almost like a stroke of good luck at times for taking a risk or taking a chance. There's definitely some sort of romance in the air for you this month, pile one, that's being highlighted here. I will say, I think that this is going to be something where you're really attracted to this person. There could be a lot of chemistry with this connection. I will say there could be, for some of you guys, maybe some red flags that pop up with this person or situation. Like, I'm getting a little bit of a fear that somebody might just be in your space because they're physically attracted to you. But I feel like by the ending of the month, like, it goes from this like kind of desire snake energy to these more pure, sweet, like romantic type of energy. So I think, again, going back to the moon, it's about understanding the inner motivations of why somebody is behaving a certain way or why you might be reacting a certain way to someone, right? So I think it will require a little bit of thought and exploration, maybe looking at a situation differently, but it seems like it's going to have a really beautiful outcome for a lot of you guys. So pile one, I love your reading. I'm so excited for you to comment below and just let me know what you think is coming up for you this month and what types of things you've been thinking about as you're moving into the month of March. Please comment below. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell if you're not, so that you won't miss when I am uploading new content. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, pile two, if you guys picked out this agate crystal, this is going to be your reading. We're looking to see what is ahead for you in the month of March. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we start off here with the 7 of Wands. Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands. And the 10th house. Nice. Okay. So with the 10th house coming up, I feel like kind of the central theme of focus for you guys this month is going to be around your public image, your public image in terms of career or just whatever work that you're doing in your life that is public facing is going to be of central focus this month. I also feel for some of you, I'm getting a message about like what you're known for being at the forefront. So some of you guys might be focusing on like, what do I want to be known for, or something that you are known for is going to be focused for you this month. 10th house is also talking about like leadership and our relationship to authority as well. Those could be some themes that you guys are exploring. I definitely do feel there is an air of leadership here, especially with the Queen of Pentacles coming up for us. I do think that that is kind of confirming that this is a month where you guys might be stepping into more of a leadership role, whether it's with your career or just with yourself with regard to your life in general. But yeah, it definitely feels like this is a month where there is career, public image type of energy. And I do feel intuitively with the mountains here that there will be some obstacles to overcome, but not necessarily in a bad way, right? Like obstacles are sort of what makes us stronger and wiser. So starting off this month, I do feel the energy around this for you is more about protecting your energy from something with the Seven of Wands, especially this depiction here. I kind of feel like this group is starting off March kind of in their little Zen little bubble. You guys might actually, like, outside of this be focusing more on like focusing on things like meditation and kind of sequestering yourself off from any sort of drama or tension or criticism. It is like you literally have this energetic bubble that you've built around yourself for protection. It's almost like your aura is just sort of deflecting any sort of negativity or criticism. It's coming from within. Like, you guys don't necessarily have to exert yourself in any way in order to get your point across. You don't have to really exert yourself other than just with your energy, right? Like, your energy is deflecting haters. It's deflecting negativity. It's like you're unbothered, okay? Which is beautiful, and I love that for you. I do feel for some of you guys for pile 2, I'm getting a message that there are probably people around you that might have criticism or who might not completely see eye to eye with you on things, because the Seven of Wands does talk about us having to kind of stand our ground, right? Stand up for what we know is right, stand up for what we believe in. And usually we're doing this because, other people might not be totally bought in or they may not agree. But again, it's like you guys are protected. You're unbothered. Like, your energy is unbothered about these other people who are trying to poke at you here, if they are. I am also hearing a message about jealousy for some of you guys, that like something about your energy this month is very in the spotlight with the 10th house and the Queen of Pentacles. Like, I do feel that people are perceiving you as being very like well put together. I feel like people are perceiving you as being very successful, and people do perceive you as a leader in some aspects. Queen of Pentacles is going to be a very responsible type of leadership. It is kind of a nurturing, in some cases maternal sort of leadership, where you are taking care of your responsibilities and making sure others are taking care of their responsibilities. But again, it's such peaceful, beautiful energy. It's like you guys are doing this almost effortlessly and in a way that just is so unbothered. And I do think that sometimes that upsets other people because they're jealous of what you have, jealous of what you've built, or jealous of like what you're cultivating for yourself. So I would just keep an eye out. For some reason, I just feel like there's someone or maybe a group of people who are like a little jelly of you because you're so awesome. So the interesting thing here, though, with the 10 of Wands, and we're going to circle back to this message about other people, because the 10 of Wands is telling me that you guys might be taking on a bit more than necessary. The 10 of Wands is oftentimes about like being overworked, overburdened, feeling like you don't have a lot of support in your corner and you're bogged down with responsibilities. And it can be a tough energy of feeling just really drained and exhausted. And so kind of going back to our themes here about leadership, I think that's something that will be very important for you this month, pile 1, is around delegation with other people and knowing when you can delegate to someone else and take some things off of your plate, but then also know when to ask for help if you need, because you don't have to do everything all by yourself. You can absolutely ask for help. That's actually the mark of a leader is knowing the skills of your team and your peers around you and knowing who you can delegate what to. So let's continue. Some of you guys, I kind of am getting a vibe of moving or traveling here also for some of you guys at the end of the month of March. That could be a thing, like a separate thing that might be making you guys feel a little bit stressed in a sense. But let's continue. What else is coming up for pile 2 in the month of March? We have Emerald. Calm your mind, body, and soul. I mean, that makes so much sense with the 7 of Wands. I think that you guys are very much in Zen mode at the beginning of the month of March. Like, you are just deflecting any negativity off of you and really working on ways to maintain your inner peace. You know what I mean? And I do see that continuing successfully as you move through mid-month here. I also think a lot of you guys are going to be doing pretty well on the like financially this month. There's definitely something here about like financial success with the Queen of Pentacles, responsibility over your finances, things like that. Okay. Here's the one. It fell out. We also have red. Free yourself from pain. Yeah. There's something coming up for you guys at the end of the month, I think, around overworking yourself, doing too much. You guys also have learned to scan your body at the bottom of the deck. So with the 10 of Wands, like you see how these are both very gray cards. I feel like with the 10 of Wands, there's something coming up here for you guys at the end of the month around needing to relieve burdens and stress off of your plate in some way. And maybe some of you guys might do this through travel. I also think though, there's also something coming up for some of you guys about like physical exhaustion, where there's going to be a need to really listen to your body. You know, like a lot of times in our society with this 10th house energy of career, I think that there is this sort of celebration of like, whoever works the most hours and gets the least amount of sleep is oftentimes like celebrated as being a really hard worker and things like that. And we kind of forget when we're wrapped up in that we have to first take care of our physical body, you know? So I think that there is something here for someone out there around learning to listen to how your body is feeling, because when you're overworked, when you're taking on too much, it can impact your physical health, right? So there's an energy here of needing to kind of release burdens and stress at the end of the month. And it's interesting too, because I'm noticing how for your color cards, you guys have gotten complementary colors here. So like meaning that complementary colors are on the opposite spectrum, on the opposite ends of each other on the color wheel. And when they are sat next to each other, they make each other pop. Like they really make it stand out. And so it certainly feels like this month you're going to have a pretty stark contrast of like where you started versus where you're ending. Just like a pretty major shift. So that was my color theory explanation from when I used to work in the beauty industry. So let's continue. What else does Pilot 2 need to know about this month ahead of March? We have the Spider. Be meticulous and patient. So I think some of you guys are working through things that require forethought and planning and patience and being detail oriented. And I also think that this is part of the reason why you are blocking out any BS, any opinions of others, like whatever it is, you're just sort of like focused on staying in your own lane is what I feel. We also have the Chalice, rejuvenation and fulfillment. Yes, there is an energy toward the end of the month of March of really doing the work to release unnecessary burden and stress. And I feel that this group is going to be seeking maybe travel or something else outside of work energy in order to fulfill you emotionally, which is beautiful. So we have a couple more decks and then we'll close it out. So we're going to go next with the Divine Feathers Oracle. So let's just see what other messages we have for you this month. Pile 2. The other thing I'm being guided to say, going back to my color theory, these two colors are complementary. When you stick them side by side, they make each other pop, right? Because they're on opposite ends of the color wheel. But when you blend them together, they actually neutralize each other, right? You guys have gray at the bottom. They won't make gray, but you know, they just neutralize each other out. So I think that like the message I'm being guided to say here is that it seems like you guys have a really awesome, peaceful start to the month. And then the end of the month feels like it has the potential to bring in some stress for you. Meaning that if you're overly focusing on like one element over the other, it's going to get, it's like, okay, it's almost like this energy at the end of the month has the risk of neutralizing the progress you've made early on. Okay, does that make sense? That's what I was trying to get at. So I think just be mindful And remember, these are prediction style readings, so you guys have control over how you navigate. You can change up the outcome. I think it's just about being aware of not overworking yourself so you can put things in place to prevent that from happening. Okay. We have the Pelican. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. That's like the vibe of the Seven of Wands. It's like raising your vibration, deflecting any negativity, I think that you guys are just focused on not engaging in any drama or BS this month. Okay. We have a few that want to flip over. So we've got Flicker. New rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. So maybe part of the issue here at the end of the month is a little bit of a resistance to change for some of you. So I think that, anticipate new energy that's coming and trust the process, trust others, and try to be flexible, because the minute you resist and try to take on more than you should is when you're going to feel the stress. We also have the Blue Jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. Yeah, so I think that at the end of the month, you guys will likely be tested in some way. It seems that there's some sort of skill that you're being pushed to develop here, or some sort of ability that you have an opportunity to show your mastery of. So I think I love what it says to do so with humility, because I'm not going to lie, guys, beginning of month, it feels very independent to me, which is not a bad thing. But when we get into that 10 of Wands energy, we really do need to ask for help, right? So I feel like that's kind of what the Blue Jay is encouraging you to do for some. So we are going to go ahead and close out your reading, pile one, with a few of these coffee cup oracle cards. So let's just kind of look to see what else you guys may need to know about this upcoming month ahead. And I will tell you, I'm starting to get a little tired tapping into this reading. Pile two, I think it's the 10 of Wands energy that I'm picking up on here. You guys seem to just want peace, and I don't blame you. So we have birds, news, and messages. Okay, let's see what else for pile two. Ooh, we have new love energy coming up. That's exciting. I didn't really see a lot of indications of that in the other cards we got, but that's cool. Let's see. We also have the Whale, Wisdom Keeper. Beautiful. Listen, I feel like you guys, any challenges that you are facing this month, I think that there is going to be an opportunity to unlock some lesson you've already learned, apply it to the situation to create a more peaceful outcome for yourself. I also think too that through challenge, sometimes we are able to gain wisdom because we've learned some sort of lesson from the challenges that we've overcome. So I think that this is just being able to kind of access into that deeper insight that you have in order to navigate any situation that comes your way that feels challenging. I think you guys are getting some news at the beginning of the month. This could be, I think it could be good news for some of you. I also think for some of you, it could be news that's maybe a distraction. Maybe some of you guys perceive it as a distraction because, again, with this 7 of Wands, it feels like you guys are trying to block out any distractions or anything that can kind of remove your focus from your inner peace. I feel like for some of you, this could be about like a love or like romantic situation with new love being here. But there's definitely this energy of being unbothered. So I don't know if you guys are going to be that open to it or not. Interesting. So group 2, I think we'll go ahead and close your reading here. But as always, I love to hear from you in the comments. What's been happening in your life? What's going on? How do you feel that this reading resonates with what you have planned for the month of March? Please drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, if you guys picked out this green moonstone, this will be your reading for the month of March. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And then I also have some more cards we'll be shuffling and pulling on camera. So starting off your month of March, we have the 8 of Wands, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Devil with the South Node. Okay. So I want to kind of talk a little bit with you about the South Node, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. The South Node is talking about the past, as this card reminds us here at the bottom. Past or past life energy. So I feel that this month there is something for this group around healing things from the past or repeated patterns from the past that may be resurfacing in your life in a way that you weren't maybe really expecting or something like that. Maybe you are. I don't know if anyone's really expecting it, but it's just the energy of past coming up this month. Now, sometimes with the South Node, this can be an energy of like triggers, like old wounds being triggered or reopened in some form or fashion. And I do definitely see with the Devil card here, which we'll get to in a second, that is a possibility here where maybe you guys are kind of like trucking along this month. Everything's going really well because you do have some really beautiful positive energy here this month. And then there's something from the past, an old pattern, an old thought process, an old way of thinking about things that's kind of sucking you back down or sucking you back in a sense. So I do feel like this is going to be a month where you guys will have the opportunity to kind of work through any triggers, work through any old cycles, work through any karmic patterns that are resurfacing from the past. Okay. Or even just releasing outmoded beliefs that no longer serve you. So starting off this month is beautiful energy with the 8 of Wands. This is really fast-paced, exciting energy. I feel like some of you guys might actually be like traveling at the beginning of this month. 8 of Wands also talks about just like really fast-paced, exciting communication. So that could be something going on in your life. This is also just the energy of things moving really fast, right? So there could just be something going on in your life for some of you where the energy is just really fast paced and it's like in the blink of an eye, you're like, whoa, all this time's already passed. Like things are just going by really fast. I feel like I said that a million times. But as we move into the middle of the month with the 10 of Pentacles, I see a lot of you guys actually being in a space of focusing on family. This is a beautiful card. It's beautiful energy here. Some of you guys may actually be traveling to family or like a family event of some sort. Communication with family could be of significance here for some of you. And it feels mostly very happy and very positive in these images that I'm getting here. The 10 of Pentacles also talks about sort of like long-term goals and achievements, right? So I feel like this group could be taking a lot of inspired action toward achieving goals that are more long-term in nature. You know, the 10 of Pentacles is about legacy building. It's about like, you know, do the actions of today help me get a step closer to where I want to be tomorrow or a year from now, 5 years, 10 years, etc. So I could see that being a focus as well if you guys aren't necessarily focusing on family in particular in the month of March. But I feel a lot of joy and happiness, and I'm also really being drawn here to these little children that are kind of playing and the dog. So I do see that there's an opportunity for you guys to have a lot of fun this month and really tap into that inner child and let that inner child come out to play a little bit. But I'm also wondering if the reason that we have the Devil card here is because something, again, from past, like I feel like there is some sort of trigger coming up that is maybe something from childhood for some of you. Now, this doesn't have to mean that like someone in your family literally triggers you. That could be the case for some, but I feel like whatever it is related to family or related to childhood or even related to For some of you, this could even be related to more future-oriented things like long-term commitments, relationships, long-term goals and plans. So the devil is sort of like this temptation, right? Like it's some sort of energy that's sucking us back into a place that we know doesn't really serve us in our highest good. It's not the best place for us to always remain in for a long time, okay? The devil can be like very indulgent energy that's also very pleasurable and enjoyable. Again, it's not all bad, and I do see a lot of fun, excitement in your life this month, so I want to emphasize that. However, staying in this place for too long can kind of inhibit your progress, hence the South Node coming up here. I'm really being drawn to this right here. How like we have this devil energy and then this person sort of like holding their head in their hands, and it's like this energy is manipulating how this person is thinking and feeling. So I feel like whatever it is that you guys are encountering here, whatever like pattern this is, whatever karmic situation this is, it's something to do with the way you're thinking about it. It's like sucking you into this negativity of thinking about something in a way that I think is ultimately not serving you. I think it's bringing you down. So there is an opportunity, I think, for this group to really work on not allowing old triggers to suck them back in to a negative headspace. Sometimes too with the devil, like I will say, you guys, like it can be like obsessive energy, kind of addictive energy, like being addicted to a situation, really wrapped up in a situation. It doesn't always have to appear to be really negative or even feel really negative. It's just an energy of knowing that something isn't completely good for you. What I get from that card too, intuitively, what I'm looking at is that like some of you guys, I think this is to do with your love life, where there's like a person or an energy that feels really familiar and kind of like pleasurable, but like you know that it's not it's not serving you in your highest good. Okay, let's continue for pile 3. What else do they need to know about this month? We have lavender, connect to body, mind, and soul. So there's an emphasis here this month for you guys on finding peace and calm and comfort. And, you know, going back to this card over here with the devil and the guy like with the, you know, the strings attached, I think ensuring that what you're engaging in is feeling really aligned to you, that it's bringing peace and calm into your life versus agony or frustration or obsession, right? Let's see. Okay, we have another one flying out of the deck. We have lilac, strengthen your faith. Lots of purple energy here. So I think for a lot of you guys, this is going to be a month of learning spiritual lesson. There's definitely something here about like you're growing and evolving spiritually this month, I feel. There's definitely a need for this group to lean into like their faith and their spirituality, whatever that looks like for you. It's almost like using this as the way to pull yourself out of anything that's not serving you. Using faith as kind of that North Star to pull you out from anything that's holding you back. Kind of releasing to a higher power, the universe. But yeah, with these purple cards, it's giving like crown chakra energy. You guys may want to do like some meditations for crown chakra, if that resonates with you. Let's see. I'm almost just getting this energy of like needing to release something and just allow it to release it and let it go. And I think that that's going to bring you a lot of mental peace and almost like a weight off of your shoulders. We have the Siren. A temptation may lead you astray. Exactly. Like, I feel like you guys are like going into the month of March, like doing your thing, doing good, focusing on your family, focusing on your future, making strides. And I feel like this is something that is trying to suck you back into an old energy that you already know is not going to serve you. Because the devil is temptation. And it kind of makes sense, right? It looks very alluring. You know, like, again, this could be like an ex or something, someone that you guys find really physically attractive and maybe have a lot of fun chemistry with the Eight of Wands and things like that. And it's like trying to suck you back in, but you know, or they're trying to suck you back in rather, but you know that it's like it's gonna pull you off course. Okay, let's see what else for pile 3 this month. The Black Cat, your luck will soon change. This is beautiful and very optimistic because I think that this is a message of hope that like things are not always going to be this way, right? Like these situations where maybe you don't feel fulfilled or you know that it's not really giving you what you deserve, they're going to fade away and things are going to get better. The cats are also sort of talking about independence as well. So there could be something for you guys around like being a bit more independent this month, and then something coming in trying to kind of pull you off that course. Let's continue for pile 3. What else does pile 3 need to know about this month of March and their month ahead? We have the Loon. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. Very spiritual energy, pile 3. There's definitely like spiritual themes for sure coming up for you. A lot of you guys might be actually getting messages in your dreams, according to this card. So if something feels like it particularly stands out in your dreams, you may want to write it down, journal about it, look it up in a dream dictionary to see what it might mean. Let's see. We have the Pelican. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. Yes, the devil is trying to lower your vibration. That's the energy of getting sucked into something that you know is not good for you in the long term. So I do feel for some of you guys that there is a need to really like going back to this past life energy. You know, there's a need to release something from the past, and forgiveness is sort of an energy of release. It doesn't mean that we like, you know, forget what someone did to us or we forget about the experience. It just means that we forgive so we can release it and not have that grudge holding us down, if it is a grudge, right? But yeah, this is definitely echoing the need to kind of let something go so that you can move into lighter, happier energy. And you guys have a lot of happy energy this month, but I feel that there's something here that may actually be persisting throughout the month that is potentially kind of bringing you down and sucking you into places or mindsets that aren't really that good for you. You guys also have the Blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. So that's actually a really positive message. All right, so we're going to close out your message pile 3 with some of these coffee cup oracle cards. So let's just see what else you all need to know about this upcoming month of March. So what else is coming up for pile 3 in the month of March? We have the Scarab, nourishment and transformation. This is beautiful. So yeah, like Well, hold on. Before I get too ahead of myself, let's get the other ones. What else for pile 3? We have the gazelle. Ooh, and we have the husband, the groom, with the snake, desire and attraction. Yeah, that's kind of echoing the same energy of the devil in a sense of like kind of being tempted into something. So I feel like this group, closing out your message here with the scarab, like this is all about you taking care of you and doing things that make you feel nourished and fulfilled this month. It kind of makes sense with the lavender, which was talking all about like connecting to your mind, body, and soul. It definitely feels like for this group, there's a need this month to focus on doing the things that bring you joy, happiness, that fill your cup, that bring you a sense of peace, creating peace around you. And I do think that through nourishing and caring for you, this is bringing in an opportunity for some major changes in your life. And that makes sense again with the South Node, because once we can release the past energy, it allows us to transform into the new energy that we should be moving into, right? So through this change, you're able to purify something in your life this month. Purify yourself with regard to this situation. You know, I think of a gazelle like being a very like kind of like this animal that's very fast, like the 8 of Wands. It's like light on its feet. It's like this desire to transform into a lighter, freer energy. And it's interesting that this groom card is coming up, because I am wondering for some of you guys, with it coming up right on top of the devil, if this with the snake here at the bottom of the deck when I pulled this one, if this is the energy that's kind of tempting you in a sense, something to do with a spouse, something to do with long-term commitment. This could, for some of you guys, even just be a mindset around long-term commitment, that maybe some of you guys feel as though commitment is sort of like a burden, or like it holds you back, prevents you from being able to like achieve your goals and have that sense of independence. For others of you though, it's interesting because it's like the cat was giving me that this group really needs to focus on being more independent. And I feel like you're going into the month in this mindset, and then we have this energy coming up that I think is going to try to tempt you or suck you back into something. So for some of you guys, this could be like an ex-spouse. So pile 3, very interesting reading for the month ahead. I would love for you to let me know in the comments how you feel like this relates to your life and everything that you've had going on. So please leave me a comment below. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.